Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode of InCYde Zone. I'm Jacqueline Cordova and I'm joined by Jake Remsburg and Jirehl Brock. Colin Newell has the flu, unfortunately.
Colin Newell is listed as out for tonight's InCYde Zone.
He took a sacrifice for the Iowa State Cyclones to get a win this weekend.
Yep.
I feel like this is our second podcast this year with the trio box here.
It always throws me off.
I know, it throws me off too. Noel, we miss you, buddy. Get well soon. And you're missing a good one too, because darn it, we gotta win.
Gotta win.
Heck yeah. Good win. Much needed win for the Cyclones. 20-17 against TCU on the road. It felt good. And I bet it felt even better for the team to just finally get that win. It's like you really needed it to reset and just finish strong going into those last two games of the season. I mean, how the heck are you guys feeling?
I mean, I feel great. I mean, luckily, I was kind of, honestly, I was planning to probably not win that game yesterday. I think a lot of Cyclone fans would probably agree. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is just not stacking up in our favor. And especially early on in the game, I felt like every other play, we had another guy go down injured. Tyler Miller had to break out the Donjoys yesterday, which we haven't seen on the O-line for a while. Mm-hmm. I know he got rolled up, and Burkle and all the things. It's like, oh my gosh, this is going to happen again. And luckily we pulled it out, so you can't beat it. I feel great. Sundays are a lot more fun. You get to watch NFL football and not really care. Sorry, Jirehl, our 49ers, though, not so good today. So okay. You might have a different perspective today, but my Titans had a bye. So it's all good.
You guys won the bye. Won the bye. No, definitely great for the team. I mean, being inside that locker room, like you go through ups and downs throughout the season, and to be able to get through that drought and just be able to pull out a win against a good team, a team that, I mean, we were kind of talking about it a little bit earlier, in the running for going to the Big 12 championship. They control their own destiny. I mean, obviously they have a tougher schedule as the year goes to an end, but I mean, we can put an L on their schedule. We kind of talked about it last week. Just obviously our chances for the Big 12 championship aren't really there, but go ruin some other teams' chances too. Like, be that team that makes it to where people can't guess who the Big 12 championship game is going to be, and that's exactly what they did. It obviously wasn't the prettiest game, but still come out with a win, and you got to be excited about that after losing 4 straight.
And it's way more fun after a win like that? Twitter, or X, I should say now. I mean, I was having a blast last night. Like, all the tweets. We had our own social media team going after their videos that they do, which I've always hated.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I
did not see that.
You didn't see that? They said no brain rot video this week or something like that. Because TCU posts. I know. So I was fired up because TCU always does these stupid. Oh my gosh.
Yes, like really out of pocket videos.
And our team tweeted at them, which was awesome. Our guy Jake Brand was killing it yesterday. After the game, I felt like, he had the little diss at the Hawkeyes yesterday. Yep, this is the one. Yeah.
That is so funny. Oh, I missed that.
Epic. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, did you see the video of Tyler Moore during the game? I think it was Tyler Moore. He did the little
the mouse
when he threw out their little hand gesture, like in the middle towards
frog thing.
Yeah. I posted it on our social feeds because it was just so funny that it was like when the flag was thrown, he's just like throwing it at him.
Yeah, this is what Jake Brand tweeted. This got me fired up. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect timing too. Like, Iowa's game got done and then we won, and he threw out this tweet. Fantastic.
Listen, Jake Brand has some sneaky disses on Twitter that have me chuckling. Well, and it's
so funny watching that. Just from an outside, because I'm not one to be on Twitter like that, because I don't even want to entertain other people, because I feel like I'd start to get too into it. But just seeing stuff like that is like, oh, that's hilarious, because there's just these things that happen where it's like, oh, yeah, perfect time to post something like that.
I
Jirehl,
thought about.
I feel like I was just gonna say, I feel like if you did get into it, I feel like you would be just like Jalen Noel. He's just ruthless to people on Twitter.
Jalen's hilarious too.
I love when he gets into it.
People think Jalen's a little sweet dude. No, he's got some feistiness.
He does.
I don't know if people know about Jalen like that.
He does have spiciness. I thought about wearing my Fiesta Bowl ring to the podcast today, just to kind of put that out there. But I decided not. We're gonna focus on our dub.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I can definitely pick some of those big bright spots, but I'm curious to let you guys start. I mean, what if you have to pick something from yesterday? What are you picking? What was the top of your highlight list?
I would
I
say
feel like we could all say the same thing.
I know. There's so many. I mean, the bright. I'm gonna start with one thing, and I'll obviously shout out Aiden Flora in a little bit. We'll talk about that play,
Of course.
but
Making sure we were getting there.
yeah,
Making
we'll
sure
get
we were
there.
getting there.
I was gonna go a different route. I think our linebacker core. I mean, yesterday I thought they played incredible. It's kind of what we wanted to see all year. We knew this linebacker core was returning a lot of guys. They're playing, a lot of guys last year, and you look into this season, the preseason this year, and like our linebackers are going to be sweet this year. Like we have so many guys that played football. We can rotate. We'll be fresh all year. I mean, we've had the injuries too. Will McLaughlin, we just heard was out for the rest of the year. But for those guys to step up and play like they did yesterday, I talked about it last week. I wanted our defense to cause havoc on defense, and they did. If you look at all of our turnovers yesterday, except really the strip fumble, all those interceptions are created by quarterback pressure, and a lot of that was the linebackers. Ike had the one on the first play of the game, or the first interception of the game. So, I mean, just creating havoc, flying to the ball. Cooper Ebel was fantastic yesterday. I heard, Jake Brand in the post game say he was the first half MVP, and I'd agree. He was right up there with it. He was playing outstanding. That's what you need when you're lacking a lot of stuff in the secondary, is a linebacker core that can run to the football, cause pressure on the quarterback, kind of make their presence known in the football game. They always talked about it. We're going to make the quarterback know that we're right on him all game long. And that created, a lot of good opportunities for us, especially with turnovers. So that was huge. That was my one kind of like, okay, that felt good to see yesterday.
For me, I mean, I think being an Iowa State fan for so long, you kind of know that special teams is where we've kind of haven't succeeded at being great at. It's been an Achilles heel in a lot of situations, and getting a punt return for a touchdown is something that hasn't happened since Trevor Ryan in 2017. So like when something like that happens and it automatically changes the game, it takes the pressure off of the offense. They're like, oh, we gotta, they don't have to go back onto the field. Obviously, it puts the defense back onto the field, but as a defender, you're excited to go back on the field after a punt return like that. You're like, oh, okay, now the tides have turned. Now things are obviously going our way, getting a punt return like that. Aiden Flora, number 21, 2-1, getting in the end zone.
2-1.
Like that. I mean, absolutely changed the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, special teams has always been something that we've kind of lacked in executing at, and being able to execute then and there in the time that we really needed it. I think I tip my hat to him for sure, and the whole special teams crew on that punt return.
And I'm like a ADM Tiger stan now. I love the ADM Tigers. My girlfriend is the middle school choir teacher at ADM, so I go to a lot of ADM Tiger events.
Wow.
And every time we go to a game this year so far, she's a big Aiden Flora fan. So yesterday when that happened, it was epic. I mean, props to that kid. We knew he had wheels, and he showed it for sure. So, but you hit on the head, Jirehl. Like, yeah, special teams has kind of always been that like lackluster thing. We've talked about it earlier, in our podcast this year. It's just not where it kind of needed to be. And to have a play like that really won the game, really probably save our season in some sense, in terms of a record perspective and stuff like that. I mean, just incredible. Like it was awesome. I was actually in Cedar Falls yesterday for my sister's boyfriend's football game. He plays for UNI, so that was fun. I was in a bar, after the game. We were just grabbing some dinner, and I felt like I was the only Cyclone fan. When he returned that punt, man, I was standing at the top of my chair, Pat McAfee style. Like not really, but I'm exaggerating. But it was epic. So great moment. I'll remember from this year for sure.
I felt like slightly guilty when I made the decision not to photograph the game, but I actually have no regrets, because when Aiden Flora ran it into the end zone, I seriously, you should have seen us. We were all screaming. Chris and I were like hugging. It was seriously, the energy was so much fun with what Iowa State fans were there. So I think it definitely changed things. And to add on to the things that you both shared, so for the defense, some of their stats were they recorded 7 tackles for loss, which ties a season high, and the forced 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and the fumble recovery. Cooper Ebel had a career high 11 tackles. Marcus Neal, Caleb Bacon, and Caleb Brazina each finished with 8 tackles. And then, of course, Trey Bell, his interception, that was his second of the year. So that's super awesome. And then this was something I found really interesting. So TCU racked up 432 total yards, including 319 passing. But as we saw, they only scored 17 points. So they limited them to 3 first half points and just 8.9 second half points per game allowed since 2021.
Wow. That's
so
crazy.
I thought that was really interesting.
Just TCU?
No.
Oh.
Sorry. The 8.9 is the average when you take all the games since 2021.
Wow.
Yes. Sorry. I did word that a little weird.
Okay. Awesome. That's good to know.
And I mean, for Aiden Flora, shout out to him. As Jirehl pointed out, it was since 2017, but the 79 yards is the longest in the Big 12 this season.
Let's go.
So player of the week coming.
So yeah, definitely. So huge moment. Chris made us watch it. Not quite the 100 and some times he said we watched it on Twitter, but like we easily watched it like 25 times. I'm not even kidding.
I probably watched it that much too. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, no.
Shifty, super shifty. He obviously had a couple good blocks in there. So shout out those guys. But shifty. I mean, that was elusive and felt like vintage, Brees Hall, Jirehl Brock we were watching out there. I mean, I've seen that my whole time. Come on now.
I mean, Jirehl, I would love to know just like what your thoughts are when you look at this game and how the running game went. I mean, Carson Hansen carried the ball 28 times for 108 yards and a touchdown. So that makes his 3rd straight 100-yard game this season, which is the first time since Brees in 2021. And I mean, Hansen wasn't even the only one, right? Like there was just a lot going on last night. So I'm just curious to hear, I mean, what's your analysis? How'd you feel about how they performed?
No, I mean, I think the offensive line played immaculate last night. Opened up, had a bunch of great holes, and obviously just Carson, the way that he's been running all year, so strong, downhill, breaking a lot of tackles. You can't really tackle him with one person, so it's been a lot of broken tackles when it's just one, and then he just keeps going. Those legs keep moving. Can really rely on him on short distance runs, especially on like second down when the defense is kind of prepared for a pass, but not knowing exactly if it's going to be a run or not. I noticed those were like the 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4s. Those are the ones where he really gets a good pop. But I mean, I think because even with Abu in the game, it really doesn't fall off. The O-line is really just picking up a lot of that slack offensively, because pass game hasn't been there. The pass game really wasn't there this past game, so the run game stepped up and the offensive line just kind of took over. Even even for Rocco as a runner, kind of just creating holes for him. So big ups to the big guys up front, but also just the awareness and the block reading of the running backs and quarterback. I think all go into the yardage that you see on the stats.
And it really fires up, an O-lineman when you see a running back like that who can run downhill and break tackles. Like that's helpful for the O-line too, because we're working hard. We want to see those runs, but when you see your running back working equally as hard and breaking tackles, like it just helps the O-line. It gives them motivation. It gives them a little juice. So I mean, both sides of that, Jirehl. I mean, it's right where you want it to be, especially in November, and you have a couple games coming up where it's this is Smash Mouth football month is what I call it. It's who's going to run the ball when it's 20 degrees outside and it hurts on the first play of the game to smack someone's helmet. So it's the worst feeling ever.
And when we say big guys up front too, we mean those tight ends as well, especially in our offense. Those tight ends are huge. Once you get into that 12, 13 personnel with 2 or 3 tight ends, even 14 personnel, the way that we kind of run our offense, that's when it really gets to that smash mouth football, and start seeing some debris flying off the helmets.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great point about the tight ends, because we love to run duo. At least we did when I was there. It's one of my favorite running game concepts ever. And a little brief synopsis on duo. It's a type of run action. It's not zone. It's not counter. It's not anything like that. It's a kind of a variation of everything. So it's a little bit of zone, a little bit of counter. But we work to get double teams, and a lot of those concepts have tight ends in those double teams. So yes, tight ends critical to running the football, because these guys, they might be singled up on the backside of run play against the DN. That's a tough block. He has to keep that. The tight end has to keep that defensive end from crossing his face. And then on the front side of a duo play, you have the tackle and tight end working a double team to that first linebacker in the box. So, I mean, really critical that tight ends can block in this offense, and they do a great job. So, absolutely, you see the run game stats. That's not just the 5 offensive linemen. That's every tight end. Like you said, 14 personnel. 4 tight ends, 1 running back. That's what 14 personnel means. So, I mean, absolutely great point there, Jirehl.
Well, and when you look at this game as a whole, Iowa State only had 272 total yards, but they got the win. Regardless, they got the win. There was so many positives to take away. But when they're able to turn this game into a win, like, what does that say about the program?
It's grit. It's grit. The one word is grit.
Yeah. I mean, the past 4 games haven't gone our way. But I think this team that we have, and we talk a lot about the injuries, this team that we have is good enough to win those 4 games that we just played before. The difference between this game and those 4 games is winning the moments and executing the moments. Like, Rocco did not have his best game yesterday by any means. And Rocco would tell you that himself. The competitor that he is, he would tell you that he played awful and he's got to be better for his teammates. But with that being said, the difference between yesterday and the past games is winning the moment. He made some big throws on 3rd down to get us to keep the ball in our hands, especially towards the end of the game, when if they get the ball back and kick a field goal, they could have tied the game up. But he kept the ball in our hands, and that's kind of what we were talking about last week, how you don't want to move like quarterbacks, because Rocco is that leader and he's going to be that guy that everybody wants to fight for. And those reasons, him winning those moments like that, is exactly why those guys are going to want him to be in that spot, and that's why he is in that spot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know a lot of people have saw on social media and stuff, just a Campbell type win, and absolutely it was. I mean, really was not honestly pretty. At all through any really kind of phase, except a couple plays, which were great. But it's just, it's one of those things where you just kind of have to stay in it. The defense giving up that many yards on defense and only letting up 17 points. Like, it's the bend, don't break. You can do all your stuff, TCU, and you can have a lot of yards, but we're gonna stay in this some way, somehow, and at the end we're gonna make the play in the moment, like Jirehl said. So it's super gritty win. It's what you want going into your third bye week of the year. It was so needed, and it could change the whole trajectory of the season. Really, we could look back in a month or so and say, "Whoa, 9-4, that's a good year. It's a very good year." A game like that yesterday is, for sure a turning point, whether that's going to look like that here in a month or not.
Well, and it's crazy to think that we could potentially be sitting at the end of the season and be like, oh, that was kind of an underwhelming 9-4 season. Like,
I know. It's like, what? 9-4? It didn't feel like it.
It didn't feel like it last week, right?
Just a long season. I feel like we've been doing these podcasts on repeat endlessly. We kind of were with 4 straight losses, but
yeah.
Just a long season. We go back to, the Ireland game in August, and now we're here, and it's like, oh my gosh, what a year so far. 2 more left.
Well, and I think it's like the timing of the bye weeks, and maybe that might just be me, curious if you guys feel the same, but it just feels like the fact that we went a whole month before we were back in Jack Trice was just so weird. And then you throw in the structure of the bye weeks because they played in week 0. It just feels weird. It does feel like it's been the longest season ever. And I'm curious if that's what it feels like to them.
I'm sure it does.
I think playing early plays a part in it too. Being that first game of the year and then having an extra bye week, it does extend the season a little bit longer, I bet, especially because you start everything earlier. You start fall camp earlier, a week early, and everything like that. So, I can definitely see that playing a part in how they're feeling. But they also know that they just got to show up every week and just continue to go.
Got to keep going. Got to keep going.
It's such a weird time in the season. It's like you're kind of almost used to going to practice every day. It's like your body hurts, but you're like used to your body hurting. You're mentally drained, you're tired, and you're just kind of used to it. So it's weird. But having a late bye like this, I think it's going to be helpful. And I know, if I was to, a position of power at Iowa State football, I would try to give as many guys this whole week off as I could. Kind of like Kenny Dillingham did. When he said that, I'm like, that's a great idea. But I'm still, thinking as a player, that'd be awesome to have a kind of whole week off. But I'm sure those Arizona State players were still lifting and stuff throughout the week. But it's going to be a critical, bye week, to see how you finish this season. We have, 2 teams that, their seasons have not gone the way they wanted to yet either. So competitive games ahead, but for us to, come off that plane last night, I'm sure it just felt great to go into a bye week, and, I'm sure they had today off, tomorrow off. And so it's got to have a great feeling. I miss that feeling. I wish I had that feeling
too. Getting one on the road too. That feeling is great because obviously going on the road, usually you're the underdog, and just that camaraderie feeling of us against the world being somewhere else. That's just got to be a great feeling for the team, a bonding moment for the team as well. Because you'll definitely remember those games, the ones where, it was all, how many people did we bring? All 75 or whatever the number.
Yeah.
75 versus the 100,000, because it was whenever we was playing Texas. So 75 versus 100,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just those moments that you'll always remember, like who you were next to when Aiden ran back the punt return, like on the sideline. Those are the moments you'll remember. Because I remember like who I was next to, or like where I was at when Connor Sally made the field goal against Texas at home, or like who I was next to when they missed the field goal when we played Texas at Texas.
Great memories.
Like just memories like that where games were You know, it's just, as a fan, obviously you remember being in the stands too, but it's a different level when you're on the field.
Even off the field stuff when you win a game like that on the road. I mean, I think I have a couple of moments. I remember one time, our first time playing at BYU my senior year, we shotgunned Gatorade cans, like the old vintage Gatorade cans, and we were shotgunning them, which was epic. You know, it's just those little things. And then, you know, going to the airport or the terminal and seeing a vending machine, you're like, oh, I'm going to grab a pop for the flight. Like, this electric
It's the little
memories.
things.
It's the little things after those wins. So, yes, the memories on the field, like Jirehl was saying, you'll remember every single moment, who you're with, who you're next. But it's also, you know, it might just be a little pop in the airport, those type of things. So, nutritionists didn't like that, but
I was going to say, you're not hitting the club immediately.
no, it was normally a pop and a cookie on the way home.
Depends. If we was at those bowl games, it was a little different.
That was different. That was the end of the year.
You get to let your hair down.
Let your hair down a little bit. All right now.
Well, and I'm curious because it's like, I love to ask you guys about the sideline, you know, and those things. Well, I'm curious, like in those moments where things do really shift, right? The momentum has completely shifted. You're really in the game now. You have a chance. I mean, does the dynamic change? Like, do people who maybe aren't as vocal in other times suddenly become really vocal, kind of want to like help lead the team, like getting each other amped up? Or like, is there someone keeping you guys calm? Like, what do those moments actually feel like? I mean, Jirehl, you described remembering who was next to you. Well, how do you, as a team, when you're in those moments, are the coaches trying to rally you to stay focused in? Is it like the teammates?
Coaches are definitely the ones that are saying, like, stay focused. And then it's like the strength coaches that are the ones clapping, let's go, giving you all of that, like, energy like that. And obviously, as a team, you just feed off of that. Everybody kind of just starts, let's go might be the most said word, two said words when a run is going like that. Because you just got to let everybody know, let's go. Come on. But like as a team, you just kind of feed off of each other, and as coaches, they know that they have to be the ones to keep everybody focused and not feed into the energy too much, but take from it. Don't feed into it because it can turn in a second, but take from it and use it to your advantage with your aggressiveness, but don't make any stupid plays. Just making mental mistakes when things get riled up like that.
Yeah, sideline environments are for sure, you know, important and critical during a football game, and absolutely, it really does shift. Like, if you're playing and you're a starter, you're kind of always level-headed a little bit, but it's the guys that aren't playing that I always noticed the difference in. It was like, if it was really bad, you could kind of feel the energy on the sideline. Everyone thought it was really bad, but if it was really good, you know, you'd know, because the people that are quiet most of the time absolutely are, you know, going and saying let's go all up and down the sideline. So, but that helps a lot.
Special teamers.
Oh yeah,
the punters, kickers,
the punters,
holders,
the kickers. Oh yeah, and they'll come up to the bench on you, and you're like, yeah, absolutely. Like, we're still working here. Like, but that's just, yeah, it's for sure a difference.
That's so funny. I love it. I mean, the team did share photos from the locker room, and it looked like they were just chucking water bottles and, you know, spraying each other. And of course, really excited and happy as they should be. Definitely like the cliche saying, it's like silence the crowd. Well, they definitely silenced the TCU crowd. And being on the other side of it, right? You're sitting in the stands and you're watching all their fans file out immediately. Oh, it was amazing.
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world.
It was amazing.
It's the best.
I love it.
I mean,
especially when it's TCU.
Yeah, when being at home and that happens to you, like it's a demoralizing feeling. Like when that actually happens to you. So being on the other side of it and being the one that clears out a stadium, and the announcer said it on the broadcast, like you could hear a pin drop, like it was silent in there after the punt return. So like,
yeah,
when that happens, like that makes you feel good as an away team, because it's not supposed to be quiet in a stadium like that. And when you can make it that way, that's a different type of feeling. You feel like you're on top of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm curious. How was the crowd yesterday, overall? Because you were there.
Like just the Iowa State crowd?
No, just the TCU
general crowd?
Yeah.
No, it was good. I mean, I thought it was interesting that there was such a huge section completely empty, which I posted a picture of it
Yeah,
on
I saw
Twitter.
that.
And someone had texted me and said, like, actually, you'd be surprised. Like, that's a little more common there of this, like, just this big section. Because, like, I mean, I guess like selfishly at Iowa State, they don't do that.
No,
You don't just go to a game and there's like a gigantic chunk of the lower
Right.
bowl missing.
What's
you know,
the reasoning for that? Like, is it we don't have enough fans to fill that?
I don't know.
We don't
Like,
sell tickets there.
I don't know. All the TCU fans, yeah, like look at that.
That's weird. That's super weird.
See, and that's like it looks like where like recruits would go. Are you telling me you don't got recruits?
In that whole what Aiden just highlighted a response to the photo I tweeted. Fortunately, half the campus having Dad's Weekend led to poor student showing and much better showing in areas of the stadium that had been awful all season. Oh, that makes sense. It was Dad's Weekend. It was. So
Yeah,
but
because I remember
Yeah,
that's where the student section is. That's the Iowa State sideline.
is it because
Yeah,
I
it's-
truly I was sitting up there and I was like, can someone identify the student section for me?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't tell.
Yeah, it's right behind. I've had many experiences in that sideline with the students right on my back. So I don't know if they've changed it at all, but yeah, I think that's the students. That would make sense. But regardless, I mean,
You're telling me TCU dads don't want to go sit?
I was about to
You
ask
think?
the same thing. I was about to
I don't
ask
know,
the same thing.
I don't know. I mean, so we got to tailgate with the Eskelsen family, and then you mix in all the other football families that they team
Right.
up with to tailgate with. And the area they were in was, I discovered this, is kind of like the richer donors. It's like the big, big rich donors. And so it was empty when we got there. And I was like,
Interesting.
what's the vibe? Like, it's
Yeah.
game day. Where's everybody at?
That's
And
a lot,
so
yeah.
I had asked some of the people, because we interacted with like basically every section of fans in that parking lot. And they basically all said, like, yeah, some of the higher paying donors really just kind of trickle in really late. Like, they get there a little closer to kick. A lot of them have families. So, like, they just kind of like trickle in a little slower than maybe what I'm used to, which that also surprised me because those are really nice lots. Like, I wish these existed at Iowa State. Like, these donors get like pre-built in like grill areas.
oh yeah, When I remember driving the buses through
They're nice.
TCU's, lots. They're super nice. They're really nice.
That Fort Worth money.
Yeah. but-
Yeah. I just feel like I'd want to be there all day.
Yeah, I was just curious. I was just curious about how the crowd was because
Other than that section, I thought it was it was a nice stadium. The
Yeah.
crowd I thought was pretty fine. But yeah, like I said, they got pretty quiet pretty
that's
quick
the
there
best. Yeah,
at the
absolutely.
end towards the second half. So, but no, I thought it was a great time. I thought it was a really good experience just in general being there. Like I said, TCU fans were very nice. There wasn't like a moment I experienced where I was like yelled at.
Right.
But no, it was a great time. And I mean, of course, it's always exciting when you get to go and it's a win you weren't expecting. Because I wasn't expecting them to win. And I don't know that anybody else was.
It's-
Which,
I always expect them to win, and I think that's what kind of makes me more mad is that I always expect them to win.
I do the
'Cause
same
feel
thing.
I feel like I'm still on the team and just expecting to always win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who we're going up against, but
I mean, here's another perspective of that is sometimes as a player you do kind of feel like you might not win this game leading up to it, and when you do win those games, like I'm sure someone would agree with me on that. Like sometimes you do go into games like, oh, this is going to be an uphill battle to win this one. Obviously, you still think you're going to win, but that's a huge confidence boost, and you could probably feel it. If you're around the team last night, it's kind of like, oh, we won that. Let's go. Like That's exactly what we needed, exactly what we, wanted to happen. And, sometimes that can be what you needed to, turn around for 2 more wins at the end of the year. So no one might want to admit that, you go into a game like, ooh, this one might be a tough one.
Nah,
But-
I mean, there's definitely games out there where
Oh, yeah.
this is going to be an uphill battle.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't think I'm ever saying, but we're going to lose, though.
No.
Ending that sentence.
Wasn't going that far, Jirehl, but
Never going there.
No.
As a player, you're never going there.
No.
Being at that level, you're already so much of a competitor. You don't even want that to like creep into your mind. Now, there's probably some of those weak-minded people who don't play at all that creeps into their mind, and then they're on the sideline saying, "Oh, we're gonna lose anyways." But
yeah.
you'll have those, but those people won't play or they won't last for.
That's true. Absolutely true.
Well, and I love that this is where you led the conversation naturally because of what I would like to follow that up with, because I had a thought of asking just like, okay, now we got to start thinking. We have 2 games left. But before I do that, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, the whole reason we get to be here to talk about Iowa State football. As always, our podcast is presented by Wyffels Hybrids. Aiden's pulling up the TCU stadium again. But there's nothing more Iowa than hard work and high yields. That's why Cyclone Fanatic is proud to team up with Wyffels Hybrids, a family-owned seed corn company built right here in the Midwest. They're farmers helping farmers focus on performance. So when it's time to plant, go with the team that plants roots where it matters most. And as they always say, plant your independence. So learn more about them at wyffels.com. And of course, our good friends at Farm Story Meats. Holidays are coming up. You got one more tailgate in Ames. Stock up with Farm Story Meats. They have locally raised, responsibly sourced all types of meat. You think of the cut, they probably have it. And Remy and I always get fired up about these meat boxes that they're selling. So go to their website, check it out. We're doing business with Iowa State fans. These are all Cyclones supporting Cyclones. So go learn more about them at Farm Story Meats. We love them. Plus, they support InCYde Zone. So
Absolutely.
we love it.
If you are listening to this and you're thinking of a Christmas gift this year, you're like, oh, I don't know what to give my relative, my in-laws. I don't know. Easy solution right here. You just go to the Farm Story Meats website and you pick one of their bundles and it's done. It's the best gift on earth. If I have a relative listening to this and you want something for me, go to Farm Story Meats and get a meat bundle, because it's the easiest, best holiday gift you could probably get.
But it really, truly is.
Like, you can put it in the freezer, and then all your meals are taken care of for at least 2 months. If you can even get like a half a cow for and then the 6 months could be taken care of. No more grocery shopping for meats.
Truly.
That's and then,
Let them know, Jake. Let them know.
I don't know, but
I've been
I've been
connoisseur right here.
I've
Jake
been-
is a
I've-
meat connoisseur.
I gotta say, this is a podcast that supports
it is, and I've been
Iowa
busy.
meat.
I've been busy this fall, and I have not done any content on Remy Smokes Meats, and I'm just itching and scratching for it.
Farm Story Meats is gonna have to hook you up.
Somebody get them
First one back after the season.
Story Meats.
InCYde Zone cook-off. I'm saying it right now. If you comment on this video, like and comment on YouTube, you're invited.
You're invited to the cookout.
Yep.
No, I love
End of
it.
season InCYde Zone, Remy Smokes Meats banquet.
Wow.
You heard it here
We're
first.
Year 2 of the podcast, and we're already talking end of season banquets. I feel like we're always a little unhinged when it's just us 3.
We are. Colin keeps us together.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
he's
sure.
the calm to the storm.
He's the professional side of the podcast.
Yeah, he was a little older than us.
That is so funny because I think I'm still older than all 3 of you. Oh, I hate
Well-
that. I hate that.
It's okay.
No, that's funny. That because we were literally talking about this, and I was like, I just feel like Colin naturally sounds like Matt Campbell. Like, I really think he sips that Kool-Aid and just sounds just
he
like
sips
him.
it. Oh, yeah.
Chugs it.
Our angel. Well, hopefully he gets to feeling better soon. I wanted to ask, right? Of course, like Jirehl said, you never want to say you're going to lose or actually like believe you're going to lose. But I'm just curious, and I kind of have an idea of what your answer might be, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Iowa State doesn't win this game, and they have to go into this bye week. And then you got to you got to get that final power to go through, play Kansas at home, and then you got to go hit the road, head down to Stillwater to close out the season. And you're still not bowl eligible, right? Like, flip the script. I mean, do you go into that bye week and are you able to keep your head like, okay, no, we got to go give this 110%? Or do you, in a way, start to feel defeated? Like, I don't want to imply that you give up, because I know that the competitiveness to athletes, you would never just give up. But like, I'm just curious, what if it didn't work out this way? What does happen in this bye week?
Tough. If you really want me to give the honest answer,
I do.
It's if you don't get the win last week, you do start kind of looking for like the end of the season. You start. I mean, people talk about all the time in professional sports. It's like, oh, they're booking their flights to Cancun. Now, are they actually? Probably not yet. Maybe, but it's a real thing. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, you could see the end at sight, and it's just not going your way. It's probably not going to go your way. But the competitor of that is like, you're still going to go out and work hard, compete. Obviously do the things, but you do have that in the back of your head, like, oh, the season's almost done. If you're a senior, that my career's almost done. But now it's kind of, when you get a win like that yesterday, it's a whole different perspective. Like, now you feel good. Now you feel good. Now you want, like, you can't wait for your next, opponent, your next game. It's going to be 2 long weeks, but like, you're ready for that next game. Like, that is what you have circled on the calendar. It's where you're going to be working for the next 2 weeks. And, you still kind of probably will be thinking, oh, it's our last 2 games. We have to, go on a strong note. I don't know how many 8-win Iowa State seasons there's been in the regular season, but there's not a lot probably. So there's still, a lot of opportunity to go out and put together a year that like you're going to be super proud of. And one that's going to be at the top, probably the top quarter of Iowa State's all-time history. So huge opportunity still ahead. Obviously, you don't want to think about the end of the year, and it sure helps when you get a win like that and you go into a bye. But I mean, to answer your question, like, yeah, I mean, that would be hard yesterday if you got a loss. Just gonna be honest, like, you kind of see the end of the tunnel near if you got a loss yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, Jake kind of hit it on the head. I'll go a different route with it though. Every loss kind of, you always hear like, keep the building in the building and kind of block out that outside noise. Every loss kind of builds, kind of breaks down that wall a little bit to where noise just starts to creep in more and more. So obviously you lose a game like that, then as players, you're hearing all of this about coaching changes, people getting into the transfer portal, all of that. So you start to think like, well, everybody else has kind of counted this season out. Obviously you're going to, thinking about yourself, you're going to be like, I just got to continue to better myself. And like, if anybody like quits on the season, you don't care about yourself, because like, you're still the one out there playing. You still have opportunities to, like, every game is an opportunity to put something on film for either a different coach if you're wanting to transfer or whatever, or putting film for coaches in the NFL. Like every down, every play that you have is an opportunity. So, not taking advantage of those plays is a disservice to yourself for sure. But you will hear those things about coaching changes maybe, or players just hopping, your teammates, your brothers that you've been playing with, them hopping to the portal. So things like that, obviously, with every loss, start to creep in a little bit more. Getting a win like that this past weekend kind of holds that off a little bit longer, especially when, not necessarily a lot to play for, but there's still a lot to play for within the whole team.
It's a great point, Jirehl. I didn't even think about that when I answered the question first, is transfer portal. We've had those 4-win seasons, and those last 2 weeks of the year, you do see that come up way more when there's not a whole lot to play for.
That's valid. Those are insightful answers. I was just curious because it's like you're never going to really ask that, and you never want to think that that's what the team you're supporting is thinking, right? But it's just interesting, right? The momentum has shifted. What do you guys hope Iowa State does during this bye week? I mean, again, is it good that they have this bye week? Do you almost wish they were just going straight into Kansas? Like, how are we feeling here when we think of the long term?
I have a football answer to this, and then I have like a personal answer to this. Football answer, just continuously build on what you did this past week. Try and clean some things up offensively. Whether it be, our play calling, just executing those plays, or just getting on the same track, quarterback, wide receiver, quarterback, running back, just getting back on the same track. Because, we have the potential in the quarterback and the running back and the wide receiver and the tight end. We have the potential in those rooms to be really good. I think we just have to get on track with our pass game. But from a personal standpoint, have fun, man. It's a bye week. Go have fun. Like, this season has been really long. Obviously, as a player, just you get so consumed with football. Have fun. Go, obviously, finals and stuff will be coming up pretty soon for school and stuff like that. Make sure that is finished and everything like that. You finish up good there, but just have some fun, whether it's just get together with the guys and play the game or something, or, do some other activities. I don't know. Have some fun though. Just be smart, be safe, have some fun. Obviously, that's a big thing on bye weeks. Just being safe. You see other places, people go out, they lose that connection to the building because it's a week where they might not have as much practice or something like that, so they start to kind of go off on their own. But just have some fun, be smart about it though.
Absolutely you have to have fun, and I think it's supposed to get back up to the 60s this week. So wouldn't be surprised if there's some golfing going on up in Ames.
Not the golf.
Yeah. If did you guys see the LSU fan or Auburn fan that figured out Hugh Freeze canceled his tee time on Sundays? That's another topic for another day. They figured out that he was getting fired because his normal Sunday tee time was not going to be used at the time. Yeah. Anyways. My point to that is you probably see some tee times under some Iowa State players' names this week. Anyway, besides that, do I wish we were playing this week? I do.
Yeah.
As a fan, that's just, that's what you want to do after a big win like that. You want to get back out there. I talked about it earlier. Like, you want to go have that next opportunity. You're excited for that next opportunity. Like, okay, we can win, and we're going to win the next one. Like, we're kind of figuring things out that we were doing wrong. We were putting things back together. So, yes, absolutely, you want to, go play again. So it's not a perfect timing, I would say, for our bye week. But on the other hand, physically, absolutely great time. I'm sure everyone's hurt. I think everyone's hurt on the team, honestly. So just getting as healthy as you can be, which is going to be huge going down the stretch. And then, you have 2 games that are very winnable and two teams that, we like to beat as Iowa State Cyclones. So that's always fun. But yeah, absolutely take advantage of it. Have fun, get healthy, mentally, physically, just reset a little bit. So that'd be huge. And it could be really huge for a quarterback too, which, that's probably going to be a big emphasis for him the next week. Just get away, just go golf. So that'd be good. But, as a fan, you do wish you were playing this weekend.
Well, some little things that came out of this win for the program. So the win moved Iowa State to 10-4 in true road games over their last 14. So road success there.
That's good. That's really good.
And
That's
then
impressive.
I know. And then again, bowl eligible. So this is the 8th time in 10 seasons under Matt Campbell.
go. You guys remember when we were 5-0? I'm like, oh, if I was a betting man, I'd bet us to make a bowl game, and then we lost 4 straight. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is why I don't bet anymore.
I was gonna say, quit sports betting.
I know. I'm retired now.
It was a sweat, wasn't it, Jake?
Oh, it was a sweat.
You know what's funny is I did almost make a joke when we were doing our mailbag. I was gonna ask you something about sports gambling to try and be funny, but I completely forgot about it.
You know, it'd be funny if we started doing like a locks of the week with Remy and Jirehl.
Locks of the week.
That'd be hilarious, actually.
Well, I did think about it. Like I
Bet
was gonna,
responsibly.
of course. When we were talking about let's see what happens. I think it was after Arizona State. I was like, we're just gonna have to start doing interviews. I can't remember the name of the person who does them, but where they ask really unhinged, serious questions, but it's being funny. And it's I think it's time that we just ask, let's talk about the sports gambling. But we're not doing that. Anyways.
We're not.
I know what you're
We'll do a deep dive episode.
I'll find a video and send it. But the other thing, Matt Campbell, 48th Big 12 victory, moved him into 5th all-time in league history, passing Mike Leach and Gary Pinkel. So we talked about this earlier in the season that he had tied with them. Well, now he passed him.
Finally, 4 weeks later.
It took us 5 weeks. Took us 5 weeks. We thought we was gonna get that a couple weeks ago.
It's
Another win for the
good.
program yesterday. Yellow Pants win.
Oh my God, we haven't even talked.
I know.
This podcast needs to end. But
I
yes,
know.
the gold pants.
We didn't mention that. We didn't mention Ben Bramer coming back.
Oh, so many things.
Scoring.
Eli Green.
Taking up.
Eli Green
some
back.
hit.
People were losing their minds about Eli Green on Twitter. I saw they were like, "What the heck?"
I
Just giving
know.
a few shout outs here at the end to make sure that we get these in.
Well, they're important. Honestly, when I saw the gold pants announcement, I was scared. I was like, "This is bad. Things must be bad if they're finally cracking."
No, I mean, if we would have lost that game yesterday, guarantee you never see those again. Because Campbell's big on that. What was it, 2020, I think, when we were winning a lot, and everybody was wondering why we kept wearing black, and it was because Coach said if we keep winning in these, we're not taking them off.
If there's any superstitious guy, it's Coach Campbell.
It's
I tell
Coach
you that.
Campbell, yeah.
He's superstitious.
Yes.
He will change. Because obviously, the equipment people most of the time will set him out, and he will change the outfit if he does not like it. Day of, he'll change.
Oh yeah, and he'd still be rocking those 2008 Beats. I mean, he needs some new headphones. I don't know if he's still rocking those. I know we've talked about it on the podcast last year about his headphones, but
I mean,
he's very superstitious.
just look at his hat.
That too.
The day he gets a new hat, I'm scared.
He
I don't
likes
think
a
there'll ever
seasoned
be a
hat.
day.
He likes a seasoned hat.
Oh yeah, seasoned.
Well, personally, wear those yellow pants the last 2 games then. They look
For sure
pretty
on the
nice.
road against
They
Oklahoma
looked
State.
good.
I thought they looked
good.
great, way better than I thought.
Yep, more than I expected.
Yeah.
But no, like we said, a lot of good things happened that we didn't even remember to bring some of them up. But yes,
That was a quick
Bramer.
55 minutes. Holy cow.
I know. Truly, big shout out to Ben Bramer to be just in the scariest moment and then come back and do his thing. We love it.
Benny, good for him. That was probably the highlight. If we would have lost yesterday, I mean, that's a highlight you take with you for a while. Mm-hmm. And just that's when you know that it means more than the Big 12 championship, the college football playoff. We've talked about it. Like, how do you keep going? That's your answer right there. That dude should not probably. If it didn't mean anything, that game yesterday, to that team, he would have not been out there. It would have been so easy. Like, I'm going to take a week off after that. Sure enough, though, he's
definitely
out there,
could have.
He could have. That's for sure.
Coach, I would have been like, "All right, bro, you take your time.
Take your time."
Especially after something like that, scary as that was.
That's when you know it means a lot.
And what you've seen of him, you know that he was like, "No, I'm playing."
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll leave you with this about Ben Bramer. He caught his team-leading 5th touchdown pass of the season in the first quarter, so he now has 8 career receiving touchdowns, the most on the team. Moved into 7 on the all-time receptions list for tight ends at Iowa State with his 71st career reception.
Going down in the history books, man.
Yeah.
I saw a comparison of his stats from last year to this year, and they're like way better this year. And I wouldn't even put that together. Like, I thought he had a good year last year, but obviously he's just having, a whole lot better of a year this year. So,
man, well, hopefully they keep doing this. They keep just doing that. I need the defense to do all that again.
Yeah, big shout out to the defense too. I think they stepped up in a lot of different ways yesterday.
I agree. Well, this went longer than we thought it would.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We needed this.
I mean, it's obviously more fun to talk about a win than it is to talk about a loss. So, Cyclones, let's keep it rolling.
And what's great is people will be listening because everybody's happy.
Yeah. And when me and Jirehl get the mic alone, it's going to be a long one. We like to ramble.
Which is okay. We love it. We love the energy. Well, we'll be back in 2 weeks when Iowa State returns to Jack Trice to play against Kansas. And, I mean, we'll be back. Go buy your game day gear at Cyclone Fanatic. Everybody's happy. You need new gear. Treat yourselves. A win, you need new gear. There's tons of new basketball stuff for the basketball season. It's wrestling season, and they're looking good too.
The wrestling team looks nice.
Yeah.
Holidays are coming up. People need some gifts.
People need gear. We got plenty of stuff. And C-Dub's book's on pre-order. Go get a copy of his book. So
I've done that for sure.
You should. All right. Well, as always, guys, thanks so much for listening. And shout out to Wyffels Hybrids, our presenting sponsor.